Welcome to the English Wallace Spoken English Classes video number 4. Dear friends, in this section we will discuss the basic differences between a verb and tense. What is a verb and what is a tense? And one more aspect, very important, which most of our students and teachers are missing out. That is the aspect. Now we will deal with these three things in our video class. That is the verb, the tense, and the aspect. Now let's find out by two examples. Now let's go for sentence A here. Okay. I live in Warangal. I live in Warangal. Okay. In this sentence, this live indicates a doing, an action. That word which indicates an action or we call doing is called a verb. Here live indicates a doing, an action. Then such a word in English is called verb. Okay? Let's find out in sentence B one more thing. I am in Warangal now. This am in Warangal now. This am indicates where you are, your condition. That is in grammar called being or your state of being. So your state of being, that means in which condition you are or where you are or how you are. Okay? So here am indicates your being, your state of being or in what condition you are. So this is also a verb. If a verb indicates a state of being, that is called be form verb. Okay, it's also a verb, it is called a be form verb because it indicates to be, to exist or being. Okay, right. So finally we understand a verb is a word that indicates your doing, that means your actions, your events or any happenings, and it also indicates being or to be. Okay, so to sum up the point, a verb is a word that indicates doing or being. Okay, doing or being. Here this word live in, I live in Warangal indicates your doing, your action. That is a verb. And here am indicates that you are in Warangal at this point now. That means it indicates your being, your state of being or your whereabouts, your condition. So that is also called a verb. Okay, so such verbs that indicate an action or event or this doing, they are called main verbs. Okay, lexical verbs they are also called. And a verb that indicates your condition, your being or to be, that is called be form verb. Okay, these are also usually called auxiliary verbs or helping verbs like that. Okay, now we shall go into one more concept, that is tense. Let's find out by three examples. Now, see these three sentences. The first one is I am living in Warangal. I underline this one. I lived in Mumbai in my childhood. Next, the third one is I will live in the United States, that is US, in future. Okay, now will live here. The first one is I am living in Warangal. I lived in Mumbai in my childhood. Third one is I will live in the US in future. Okay. The first sentence indicates something is happening now. Here, this verb am living. Okay. And in the second sentence, the verb lived indicates something happened a long way back. And in the third sentence, will live indicates that will happen in the future. Okay. Now, you see here, I am living in Warangal. It indicates the present time. I lived in Mumbai in my childhood. That indicates the past time. I will live in the US in future indicates the future time. In human life, we have classified the concept of time into three divisions. What is happening now, that we call the present. What happened some time ago in the past, okay, we call it the past time. And what will take place in the future, we call it the future. Okay, so we have classified the concept of time into three ideas. First one is the present time. Next, the second one is the past time. The third one is the future time. Okay, so here I am living in Warangal indicates the present time. And I lived in Mumbai in my childhood. This lived indicates the past time. I will live in the US in future indicates the future time. Now you see, this am living is a verb. Okay, this lived is a verb. Will live is also a verb. These indicate our doings, our actions. So if any word that indicates a doing or action is called verb. If that verb also indicates the time of that doing, the time of that action, the time of that event, or the time of that being or state of being, then that verb is called tense. So a tense is a verb or a form of the verb that not only indicates a doing or action or state of being, but it also indicates the time of the action, the time of that state of being, or its completion. Okay, now dear friends, we come to understand that a verb in language is a word that indicates a doing or being. That means an action or our condition at a particular time. Next, tense indicates not only an action or a state of being, but it also indicates the time of that action or state of being. Okay, now let's go for one more concept here. Dear friends, now you see the two sentences here, okay? Right. I was taking, I was taking my meal, okay? I took my meal. I was taking my meal. This sentence suggests the action is in a process. This is an ongoing action. This is a progressive action or a continuing action. Okay. I was taking milk. Okay. And I took my meal. I took my meal. This second sentence indicates a completed action. Okay. Now, when a verb tells about the time of an action or the time of the state of being, that means when it happens, then it is called tense. Okay. If that verb also indicates whether an action is a continuing one or a completed one, then that is called the aspect. Okay, here you see this is was taking is said to be in the continuing process or ongoing process. Okay, it is a process, and this is the continuing one, progressing one. Okay, and this one is took. Okay, it indicates a completed one. So a verb, if it indicates a continuing process, it is said to be imperfective aspect. Imperfective aspect. This one. Imperfective aspect. Okay. So when the verb says that something is continuing or something is completed, that is called aspect. Okay, if it is in the continuing process, ongoing process, progressive process, that is called imperfective aspect. Okay, imperfective aspect. Okay. Next one, if the verb says something is a completed one, a perfect one, the whole one, then it is called the perfective aspect. Perfective aspect. So remember friends, if it is a completed action, that is perfective aspect. If it is a process or ongoing process or one that is in continuation, that is called imperfective. Okay, right. So here we have got two types of aspect, but the English grammarians developed four types of aspect. Okay, we shall deal with them in our next video lesson. But one surprising fact I will tell you, dear friends, this aspect, this imperfective aspect, this perfective aspect, okay, was first proposed, developed by an Indian grammarian by name Yashka. Okay, Yashka lived in the 5th century and he composed a great treatise, a book on Sanskrit vocabulary. Okay, that was called Nirukta. That Nirukta is one of the 6 Vedangas. The Vedangas are the explanations or extensions of knowledge on our 4 Vedas. Among the 6 Vedangas, that Nirukta is one. That was composed by one of the greatest Sanskrit scholars, Yashka, who lived in the 5th century. Okay? He was the first man who composed a Naigantika or dictionary in the human history of knowledge. Okay, that Yashka proposed this concept of aspect in his scholarly book Nirupta. Okay, in that book he proposed aspect as existing in two forms. One is bhava and the second one is murta. It's murta. Okay, and bhava is a process like the imperfective aspect. It indicates some action or state of being in a process, ongoing process or progressive process. Okay, and murta indicates a perfective aspect that suggests a completed whole or completed action. So, very surprisingly, we have to know about the greatest people born on this land who gave the world many things in linguistics, phonetics, and grammar. Okay. So, there was a book published in 1990 by Oxford University Press. The name of that book is The Word and the World, India's Contribution to the Study of Language. It was written by Bimal Krishna Machelal. That book in chapter 3 extensively deals with this scientist, this grammarian, Sanskrit scholar Yashka. Okay? He was the first man to introduce this aspect into the language. Later, perhaps it traveled to Western Asia, and from there it might have traveled to Greece and Italy, and finally it would have reached Germany, France, England. Okay. Until 1853, there was no concept of aspect in the English language. Only in 1853, this aspect word was mentioned in the Oxford Dictionary. Okay. In English language, they have given four concepts of this aspect. We shall deal with them in the next class. Okay. To sum up the point, dear friends, if a word indicates an action or a doing or state of being, condition of any subject, then it is called a verb. And if that verb tells about the time of that action or doing or the time of that state of being, that is called a tense. Okay, and if that verb indicates whether an action is in a continuing process or a completed process, then it is called the aspect. Okay, thank you friends. In the next class we will go very elaborately into the other ideas of verb, tense and aspect. Okay, right. Thank you very much for watching this video.